So many incumbents on Capitol Hill these days not running for re-election. Is Congress just kind of fed up with Washington? Do you think that's influencing these decisions, Governor Kean?
They should be fed up with Washington. I am. You probably are too. But I don't think that's only part of the reason. Also, ex-congressmen these days make a lot of money. A lot of them go with law firms, a lot of them stay in Washington and lobby. And you've served in public office for a number of years. They're looking to make a little money before they retire, and these people can make millions and millions of dollars by taking their old position and lobbying their former colleagues. That's what most of them do.
Certainly here in New Jersey, 3 incumbents not running for re-election. Partisan politics playing a role in that, do you think, in those decisions, Governor Byrne?
I think that basically is what's happening is normal. And things happen and they don't happen. They go. Runyon was an old football player.
John Runyon from the 3rd District in South Jersey not running.
How much interest did he have? He was told that as a football player he could probably carry a district, so he did. And he I think, got tired of it.
So you're saying this is part of the normal
rollover,
rollover, you think?
I really think it is.
People just coming and going in Congress. But what about the high cost of running an election today and being an effective candidate? Does that play in? Certainly it costs so much more than it used to.
Every congressman tells me they are so sick of raising money. They don't mind the campaigns. They like meeting people. They wouldn't be in the business if they didn't. They like shaking hands, all that. But to have to continually call people and ask them for money, it's degrading. You question whether somebody's got to vote with the dollars instead of with their conscience. It's a terrible, terrible system. Money is the cancer on the political system. And I think most of the people who do quit, who are good people, quit because they're just sick and tired of asking people for money year in and year out.
One analyst put it this way: the Congress has been stubbornly obstructionist to the point where they're placing their political base over what's best for the country. Do you see it that way, Governor Byrne?
Well, I think to advocate change, whether you're a congressman or a governor or whatever, involves some risk. And people they don't like what's going on, but they don't want to change. They don't want to change their congressman.
But also, you can't show independence anymore. You can't show any courage. Chris Smith is one of my favorite congressmen, voted his conscience one time, and it cost him a committee chairmanship because it was against the wishes of the leadership. That happens in both parties. So in the House, anyway, it's much more than the Senate. The House, these people not only have a job where they have to raise money all the time and all of that and commute, and they also can get thrown out by their own party leadership if they don't simply follow a party line, and that's bad.
So what's changed? What's different about Congress and what's going on in Washington today?
I think it's a whole different climate than you and I remember. I mean, I came of age in the area of John Kennedy, Dwight Eisenhower before that. We thought, and Kennedy told us, the most important thing we could do in our lives is public service. There was nothing more important. And we believed him. And a whole huge part of our generation went into public service. The best people, I think, in many cases, from all the best colleges, went into public service at least for some time. It's very hard to find somebody in my generation who didn't serve at some point in public office. Now, you can't find that anymore. I mean, I taught political science for a long time, and I used to try to encourage my classes in college to get into public service. They'd do it on an appointive basis. They'd go in and work in some department in the federal government. They'd work in the president's office. They'd do that kind of thing. Run for office? No. And that's a very bad thing for democracy because it's not the appointed people who make the eventual decisions. It's the elected people. And unless we again find a way to attract good, able men and women into public office, then this country is on a downward trajectory and it's going to stay there.
I think he's talking about Republican kids. and the Republican kids are less enthusiastic about being Republican candidates.
Well, both sides of the aisle represented here. Governors, thank you very much for sharing your perspectives. It's always very interesting.
Yeah.